morning. Good morning, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Team IWD, for running this session so effectively. Thank you to everybody, all of you, IWD, for joining us today. Guys, this is our initiative to keep the community together during these times. So, what we've decided to do until things get better is do almost 2 sessions every day. We have a morning session and evening session planned. So that you don't feel lonely in this journey, and we all know that we are together. And there is and the focus of all of these sessions is going to be wellness. It is emotional wellness, physical wellness, healthy wellness, mindfulness, breathing, meditation. We are trying to pull together sessions which add value in that sense, so that nobody feels alone in this journey and these times. Okay, with that, am very excited to welcome our speaker for today. I've known Divya for a while now. I've met her at multiple business meetups. I love her energy. I love her knowledge. And I think she is the right person to tell us what we should not be eating during these emotional times. A lot of the people associate weight gain and emotional eating with stress, with anxiety, with these feelings that come to our mind in these times. So we felt this was a very appropriate session for us to come back to. कि अगर आप घर पे खाना बना रहे हो तो क्या खाना बनाओ ताकि not only you eat healthy, the whole family eats the same healthy stuff. With that, welcoming Divya. Thank you, Divya, for doing this session for us at such a short notice. We really, really appreciate it. And over to you, all yours.
Thank you, Rima. First of all, thank you to Rima and the whole IW team for being so thoughtful about this initiative. Thank you everyone for joining today. I'm feeling really grateful and hope everyone's doing well. So why I chose emotional eating? Let me first discuss on this. We are again reliving partially the time we lived during COVID. So and during that time, when we were home arrest, everyone was cooking. Everyone was so emotionally connected with food that every house had a new recipe being experimented. Every household had a new chef member getting born. So this was very relevant that during this time, we actually have a better coping mechanism so that we don't end up affecting our health probably we would have during COVID. Now, before starting on the topic emotional eating, I would, Preeti, can you start with the presentation? Yeah, so today we'll discuss on tackling emotional eating. And before starting with the topic, I would like to ask you all, what emotion makes you all to eat the most, and what do you prefer eating, or what do you crave during that moment? So, who would like to tell first this? Yes, Rashi ji.
Yes, I like to eat more of sweets and then I eat more of junk food.
Correct. Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else? Don't be shy. No one's going to judge. We all face this and we all, somewhere or the other, feel guilty about this. Let's talk and then let's see how we tackle with this.
Hi, so similar to what Rashiji said, also it's mainly during stressful moments when you feel that you can't do anything else. Food makes you feel good, and in the foods, it's the sugars that make you feel good. So it's like open the fridge, juice pilo, open the fridge, kuch mitha kha lo, or anything sweet that just makes you feel good. Chocolates, those kind of chips, those kind of things. So that's like absolutely junk eating. Packet खोल के जो भी मिल गया खा लिया. So I personally also went through this phase till I had to actually regulate it and very consciously, pull myself away from that kind of a eating habit.
Good that, Sujata, that you are hearing to your body and working according mindfully. Next, Rujuta.
Yes, it's Rutuja. Eating rather than sugars, वो तो सबको हो रहा है कि sugars ये वो कुछ भी खा ले. अभी मेरे घर में sugary food है ही नहीं ज्यादा, तो कुछ भी खा लेती हूँ. But I find that हम लोग है ना बहुत fast खा रहे हैं. ऐसे
Correct.
विदाउट थॉट कुछ नहीं, ऐसे ही चबाते जा रहे हैं, लाइक कभी कभी चबा भी नहीं रहे, वी आर जस्ट गल्पिंग इट अप समटाइम्स बिकॉज सम
Correct.
फोन इज कमिंग समवेयर, सम न्यूज इज गोइंग ऑन, या फिर कुछ तो देख रहे खा रहे हैं, वी आर नॉट थॉटफुल व्हाइल ईटिंग.
Correct, correct, correct. Because we are not being mindful, so we are just gulping our food, and that gives you problems with overeating. So that's also again connected with emotional eating. When you are emotional, you end up overeating as well, along with sugar and packaged foods. Yes, Rita ji.
Hi, Divya. Thank you for this session and thank you to Rima and everyone out
Thank
here.
you.
Uh, I, first of all, don't know whether this could be right or wrong, but
Mhm.
sometimes you're so drained out, you don't even know that this is emotional eating.
Correct,
You
correct. We
just eat
learn things.
you just eat anything that's there. You're so drained out, you're so tired, and with all things going around now, mentally, physically, you're so tired. You don't even know what you're eating and what you're doing sometimes. So, to figure out if it's emotional eating or what it is, how does one know what exactly
Differentiate between physical eat, is it physical hunger or is it emotional hunger? We
is?
learn the differentiation in this session.
Exactly. I'm waiting for it. Thank you so much.
Sure, sure. Thank you, thank you. Anyone else would like to address any issues, any overeating that's happening, any cravings that are happening? All right, we'll move forward. So Preeti, can we change the slide? Yeah, so most of the people that has been studied, emotions that drive them to eating is stress, anger, maybe loneliness, boredom, and we just start eating, sitting alone. Celebration, yes, every event, whether it's celebration or any meetup, we do eat. And sometimes it becomes overeating or eating wrong in, we can't say wrong, but overeating on something that we are supposed to be mindful about. And what do we crave during this time? Like Sujata ji said, Rashi ji said, it's chocolates, brownies, and all the sweet things, cold drinks, chips. This all is quick. Why do our hand reach out to these food stuff? Let's discuss on that. Preeti, can you change the slide? So let's understand what emotional eating is. Firstly, stop blaming when you recognize you ate emotionally, because emotional eating is not about lack of discipline or lack of control. Basically, emotional eating is about your biology and physiology coming together in response to your emotional need. Emotional eating is more about the escape from the thoughts, from the stress that you are going around. Emotional eating is basically when your brain needs that dopamine hit to cope up with stress, to cope up with anxiety. It will ask you, give me some chocolate, give me brownies, give me ice cream. And that's when you'll start eating emotionally or craving for certain particular food, and not that's healthy. No one tells, like, can I have boiled eggs? Can I have sorted veggies? Everyone will go for some sugary food. So that's where emotional eating is. Emotional eating basically becomes your coping mechanism to temporarily get relief and feel good about that emotion. But what happens later? Well, this becomes a cycle. You feel emotionally drained. You, to increase your dopamine, you eat up something sugary, fried, which you're not supposed to eat at that moment and in not that quantity. And then you feel good for a while. Later on, you feel guilty about that. You feel bad about it. And to cope up that, you again get into the loop of eating what you're not supposed to eat. Or you end up going on a crash diet. Either way, both are not healthy.
Not me, I guess.
Yes. Can we change the slide? Let's understand the biology behind emotional eating. So when you're going through stress, anxiety, or any life pressure, given in the current circumstances or in your daily life, when you're stressing about work or anything personal, when your stress increases, your cortisol hormone increases. Your cortisol hormone increases your cravings. When And there is also a hunger shift which leads you to emotional eating. This hunger shift is that when you are not sleeping properly, you are not working out well, so our hormones, that hunger hormones, which is ghrelin, that increases, and our satiating hormone, which is leptin, that decreases. So this leads us to overeat, and our cravings also get intensified. So now what does happen, especially during this time? Yes, we are going through stress, we are not having our daily regime, which is leading us to craving, which is leading us to overeating, but also we are bored at sitting home. So, and there's no outing, there's no social gathering happening, there's only stressful messages coming around. For that time, our mind needs stimulation, and for that stimulation we'll just end up whatever's available in our kitchen eating. There's no planned meals happening. Food is very easily available in our kitchen, so we'll like constantly just randomly go and pick up some snack, we'll order our desserts, and we'll just eat randomly at random times of the day. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. There was slack in the
Yes,
video. That's
yes.
why I confirmed. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So, all of these reasons are causing you to basically eat emotionally. Now, before going to the question, how do we differentiate whether it's physiological or whether it's biological? Let me ask you all one question. So, say now we are home arrest and we had a work meeting which didn't turn out to be good. And suddenly you start craving for an ice cream or a chocolate. What is it? Is it hunger or is it emotion?
Is it?
Ye-
It's emotional
It's
eating.
emotion. It's
Emotion.
emotion.
Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
Emotion.
Good. Now, the next thing is we are so busy with our work, even during our daily time, that after we didn't eat anything for 5 hours. And now suddenly we are feeling very hungry and very weak. Now, what is this? Is it emotion or is it hunger?
Yeah, hunger, of course.
Yes. Good. So, Preeti, can you change the slide? Yes. Next slide. Yes. So this is how we differentiate whether we are physically hungry or we are emotionally hungry. When we are physically hungry, we build it gradually. We are open to various food. We are mindful about what we are eating. And trust me, guys, when you're mindful about what you're eating, see, it's not wrong to enjoy a piece of cake during celebration, or indulge into ice cream or share your chocolate sometimes. But this has to be mindfully. So we are open to other healthy options, and we only indulge this very rarely into these foods. And then we stop also when we are eating mindfully, we stop when we feel full. We don't end up feeling guilty about what we ate. So this is what your physical hunger is. This is what, when your body really needs food, it needs fuel, it needs nutrients to work efficiently. Whereas when you are emotionally hungry, your hunger comes down suddenly, urgent. I just need ice cream. I just need that packet of chips and I want to eat it completely. I just need a good juice, which is like sugary drink. And it's hard to stop that craving. It's very difficult to convince our mind that no, we are not supposed to eat that. And once we eat that, we also end up with feeling guilty about it, because this is not something we run once, but we run rapidly in that pattern. right? Once we ate, so one day I'll end up eating chocolate, then next day I'll end up eating ice cream, then third day I'll end up having coke. So all this, when every day it's happening, it's emotional eating. Or maybe in a day when twice or thrice this thing is happening, it's emotional eating. Okay, so next slide please. So now let's talk about strategies, how to handle or tackle this emotional eating. Well, whenever current, be it current situation, be it later on in your daily routine, whenever you feel that you're whenever you feel that you are very hungry, except from your daily routine schedule, that meals that you're taking for your breakfast, lunch, dinner, whenever you feel you're hungry, ask yourself, are you really hungry or is it some emotion? Wait for 5 minutes. Identify the emotion and work on it rather than eating the junk food. So identifying emotion. Say you are stressed out. You had some bad day. It turned out to be like something anxious. So what you are supposed to do is relax, take some deep breath, do some meditation, do journaling, and take care of your emotion, because food is not the solution for it. Say, in case you're feeling that you normally have two chapatis and today you had three or four chapatis, what do I do? Then ask yourself, did I sleep well? Did I work out well? Are my hunger hormones regulated well? If not, then focus on working out. For all women, working out is very important for our cardiovascular health, for our hormones, for our cardiovascular health. Do walking now. Since we can't go step out for walking, we can do at home. You can follow some YouTube videos like Walk with Joe. Even Dr. Sheetal said some yesterday. You can do yoga. There's this YouTube page, Akshaya Agnes. She does beautiful hormonal yogas. You can follow that. You can do, and see, in case you are distracted and you're finding all these difficult, do some Zumba workouts at home. This will help you to control your emotions as well regulate your hunger hormones. Prioritize self-care. Choose balanced meal. Balanced meal means all your meals are supposed to have protein and fiber. Protein and fiber will help you to reduce your hunger level, to stop your cravings, and give you some nutritious food to sustain good health. Next slide, please. So, what are your key takeaways from this? Well, you're not losing control. So, don't blame your mind. Identify, regulate your stress, work on your stress levels, nourish your body well. Now, I'll give you 5 superfoods that you can include in your daily diet to able to cope up with this emotional eating during stressful times and otherwise. Pumpkin seeds, rich in magnesium. Almonds, cashew nuts. So do include healthy fats, also avocados. Sometimes you can indulge into, if your cravings become too much, you can indulge into a small piece of dark chocolate, not daily, at times, with very less sugar component. Do ensure your dark chocolate do not have a lot of sugar. To make it palatable, they actually have a lot of sugar, and just wrapper says it's a dark chocolate. So ensure there's no less sugar. You can include berries to your meals. You can include banana. So all these things you can include in your daily diet, you can include in your snackings, so that you don't end up eating wrong things. Next slide.
Divya, I have a quick question to ask you,
Yes,
if you please.
yes, please.
You said avocado,
Yes.
but avocado also has calories.
So avocados have healthy fats. See, anything good, anything bad does have calories. Be it having said that, pumpkin seeds or almonds doesn't mean they won't have calories. You have to be mindful in every choice that you're making. Portion matters more than something that's healthy or unhealthy. So if you're having a plate which is 80% healthy, a small piece of date won't cause any issue.
Thank you so much, Divya. Thank you.
Most welcome. So you can include avocado in mindful proportion.
Thank
Most welcome. So your forward pathways. First, be aware what you're feeding your body. Choose very responsibly. And then you build a sustainable healthy habits over time. Next slide. So one thing that I follow in my practice is you are what you eat consistently. Like I have been again and again saying, one small sugar piece of cake won't affect your health badly. But continuously, if you do anything, will definitely. And if you follow a healthy regime, a healthy diet, a healthy routine, you'll definitely have a sustainable, healthy life. With this, I end my conversation, and I'm open up for any doubt, any questions that you all have.
Thank you. Thank you, Divya. That was amazing. Very, very good. Guys, any questions? Let's take questions now. No questions. You can unmute yourself if you have a question. Yeah, Sujata.
Yes, Sujata. Yes, Sujata ji.
Sujata, we can't hear. Can you hear? आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा. You there?
Bluetooth waiting for connection. Okay, is that better?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, it's
fine.
better now.
Okay, okay. So I wanted to ask, like, what are the go-to foods that we can quickly keep handy or grab if we ever have a craving like this? Because you do get a craving like that once in a while. So what is it that you can keep ready in your house, in your
So, like
kitchen,
I
on your
said,
countertop that you can quickly go and grab? Apart from the superfoods, मतलब जो थोड़ा सा फट से, because superfoods के लिए तो reach out नहीं होंगे, फट से pumpkin seed जाके नहीं खाते because you want sugary things that time. So is there something healthier that can still
correct.
manage to kind of, do with your sugar craving and still keep healthy?
Yeah, so we can do dates, and we can, like in Dubai, we beautifully do the dates wherein we can add little bit of seeds inside it. We can add, remove the seed, and then we can, put pumpkin seed. We can put pistachio and have it as our dessert. So you can do dates. You can do banana. If it's once a while, like I said, you can do dark chocolate. So yes, these few things you can keep handy in kitchen, and whenever your sugar craving rises, you can have these and nourish yourself well.
And to carry along in a small pack, that these are also good to carry, right?
Yeah,
Matlab
yeah, these are good. You should, for small snacking, say if you're going outside anywhere, you should always have a small snacking in Ziploc bags,
yeah,
something
yeah.
like makhanas, something like seeds and nuts, which are very
Hmm.
useful. And you don't end up, just grabbing a packet of chips on the way go.
Hmm. Yeah. So
And
now
rather munch it.
that leads to one more question: कि कितना खाना है? मतलब is there like a quick quantity you can tell कितना खाना है? Because when you're
Yeah.
hungry, you're really hungry.
करेक्ट. सो कितना खाना है, हर चीज को बहुत माइंडफुली खाना है. दिन में एक मैक्स 2 डेट, बट आप कौन से डेट खा रहे हो वो भी मैटर करता है. सो दिस इज वेरी पर्सनलाइज थिंग. Nuts, if I say, on a whole of the day, 20 gram of nuts, which is like a fistful, is
Hmm.
that you require. So now how
Okay.
you divide also matters.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. ठीक है.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Divya,
Malika. Yes.
possible that we can have makhana also?
Yes, definitely. Instead of chips and your Doritos, you can definitely munch on makhanas, but again, mindfully. They are high in carbs.
Yeah,
So,
hi.
We can always carry this also, right?
sorry,
We can carry in the small
sorry.
packet with us also, right?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, my name is Sheetal.
Anyone else?
Yeah,
Yes.
see,
Okay,
sometimes it
yes,
so
Sheetal.
happens that you have, you bring something for children's sweets or something, and they're just kept in the fridge. And as a mother or a housewife, you tend to finish it. Like you're a dustbin for it. So, how do you stop that?
I am the dustbin. Yeah. I feel bad if you're wasting food also,
Exactly.
right? Because with little kids, they're always, but then you have to balance it, right? So, kya kare?
So now, like as kids, firstly, we have to start training them to have mindful options, right? So they can't just start with they can't hoard the foods. We also have to teach them that just buy or choose options that you are going to finish in this much period of time. सेकेंडली दे आर किड्स आइसक्रीम पड़ी रहेगी 2 महीना इट्स ओके वो खराब नहीं होगी तो हमें हाथ लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है उसे चीज को वो बच्चे उन्होंने नहीं खाया 200 आइसक्रीम जो अब तक हमने खा ली है so let them enjoy their days they burn out also so much calories and they are still growing age now our age is to maintain healthy life so it's about training also kids
I
and
also
controlling
have
ourselves.
one question.
Yes, please. Yes, Mimi ji.
Okay. Um, my question is might be little funny, but I really want to ask you. As
No
you
worries.
said, keep few things handy. Okay, you have given spoken about small portions and all. I have done with all these things. Okay,
Mhm.
so now how to control when my mind asks. Like yesterday night, I wanted to have some cake with ice cream. So
Correct.
what I did, I I got some cake from the supermarket, but
Mhm.
in spite of adding ice cream, I added Greek yogurt on that.
Hmm.
The concern is how to come out of that thought when it comes, and you want to change every time. I don't like to have my dates or my prunes or chia seeds pudding and all. I sometimes I crave for Indian sweets also. So
Correct.
give few tips about that also.
See,
How to work in this area.
correct. Now at night you got this craving. Is it been like once a month craving? It's okay. And when you're following healthy regime, when you're following healthy lifestyle, just 2 bites of that cake will make you full, will make you satisfied. When you're focused and eating, you're savoring all the flavors. But now the next question is, no, this has been a regular thing. Like I indulge into cake or ice cream every other evening. Then ask yourself, is it really I need it or is it my emotions? There may be emotions. So start working on your emotions. Like I gave you tips, start journaling, do meditation, control your emotions. Don't involve food with emotions. Yeah, we are emotionally connected with food, but see, you need to address your emotions here.
Thank you very much. I understand because you are in that place, so definitely you can talk
No,
more
no,
confidently about it.
no,
We
I'll tell you
try
one
to
thing.
do it. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you one thing. I understand, and this is something I always face from the client, but this situation is so I crave. You will tell because you are following it. Acha, do one thing for 15 days, okay? See, the following healthy diet, healthy lifestyle for 15 days, it's very difficult, but because here we are training our mind,
Mind.
and
Yes.
changing our mind is the most difficult thing to do, right?
Yes.
So,
Agree.
pushing our mind, pushing ourselves mentally is more difficult. But 15 days, when you do this, don't focus on your weight, don't focus on your, whether you're losing inches or anything. Just focus on your body, just focus on your mind. 15 days, push yourself, do it. Your body will make you feel so good. Your mind will make you feel so good. It won't ask you for these things. Trust
Okay.
me.
No, no,
It
I
won't.
agree.
Thanks.
fully agree what you said. Even I have read also, because
Yeah.
then you get disciplined. You once you
Yeah.
get disciplined, automatically it goes away. But thank you very much. It's nice to hear from your mouth also. Same things which
Yeah.
we are aware, but it's lovely to get these kind of tips from your side also. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Most
Hi,
welcome.
Divya. Can I ask a
Thank-
question, please?
Yes. Yes, Rita ji.
Yeah. So basically, we have since over the years, we have a habit of eating fruits after lunch.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's like a, it's actually a prasad, where we call it, prasad. So
Correct.
basically, over the period of time, I've been hearing that fruits, of course, have to be, you have to have it individually, not with meals. And lately, I came to know that in Vietnam, it's a
Mhm.
ritual to eat fruits after any meal. So that basically, helps to crave your, feeling of having sugar. So what is your thought process on that? And one more thing I wanted to tell you is, lately, what I've been, my husband crave, he's always like eating a lot of sweets. So I try to give him an apple after the meal,
Mhm.
especially after, I know it's wrong, but I can't help it. After dinner, I give him an apple. So
Mhm.
what are your thoughts on that?
See, when you started, you said as a prasad. As a prasad is always a small one piece or two piece, right? That is okay. But when we speak about having fruit as a snack, that's like 100 and 150 grams of fruit, right? Depending on an individual. So now that is like additional carbs that you're giving to your body. That is something will spike your blood sugar. But see, in case you are having a balanced meal and a small portion of it like a prasad, that's okay. Otherwise, also what happens is, why do we have fruit separately? Fruit we have separately because it nourishes our body, right? It's for nutrient. Now when we have had a whole meal where there's protein, okay, there's fiber, so now protein is digest slowly and there's already so much of nutrients going that we can have evening fruit, so that we are giving some additional boost to our nutrients.
Okay.
Yeah. So having it as a pressure, it's fine, but having as a whole 150 gram is not allowed.
Ah, okay. I get you.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would, help rather than having, because it's natural sugar, it would be better than having actual sugar.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yes.
definitely there. But if, like I said, focus while eating. So when we, uh, there's lots saying, right? Don't, while eating, don't watch TV, don't talk, focus on your meals. So when you focus on
Yes.
your meal, that one bite and two bite also will satisfy your cravings.
Okay. Thank you so much for answering my
Most
question.
welcome. Thank you. Anyone else? Rupinder Kaur?
Divya?
Yes, you have a question?
Yes, Divya.
Yes, please.
I think it's a question that must have been asked several times. Um, I find it very difficult to tackle my belly fat.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I'm okay. I think I'm pretty reasonable with my eating habits, but yet, no matter what I do, I walk for 45 minutes every day, but my belly fat is not budging anywhere.
Correct. So now we need to focus what's the root cause. Is it stress? Is it your hormonal imbalance? A hormonal imbalance in the terms of estrogen, and is it stress? And what are your other daily routine regime? Are you including sufficient amount of fiber and protein to your meals? And then we can know where we are lacking and work accordingly, because fiber and protein help a lot with burning fat.
Okay. I do start my breakfast with protein.
Ha ha ha.
Um, yeah, stress, of course. I think none of us is free of stress.
Correct, correct. So start working on stress.
So the doctor has added magnesium glycinate at the moment.
Hmm. Correct,
Uh, it's helping a bit, but still, that's a tough area to tackle.
correct. So things do take time. It's not, see, your healthy body won't get overnight. So you'll have to work with it. You can't stress your body and create more stress. right?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Divya.
Most welcome.
Okay, I have one question. Okay,
Yeah.
Divya, please. ऐसा बोला जाता है कि रात के टाइम, like
Mhm.
dinner around 8 o'clock, we should not have fruits and dahi. ये
Mhm.
चीजें रात को नहीं खानी चाहिए because I like to have small portion of curd in the night, so I should avoid that. And what about the fruits also?
So for this, my personal approach is when they say fruit nahi khana hai and curd nahi khana hai, depends a lot on person, right? What medical conditions they are going through. Also, it depends. So Ayurveda says fruit nahi khana hai, but science says okay, you can eat it. So now again it depends on person's health, and then only we can suggest whether you can have, you cannot have. Again, curd bhi person ke upar depend karta hai. If person doesn't is not suffering from say something like sinus or cold issues, तो उसके basis पे भी खाना है नहीं खाना है, it's customized and personalized opinion, and
Mhm.
it's different sciences, both are different sciences, one
Oh,
nutrition science and Ayurveda science.
scientific.
So
Okay, fine.
what
No issue.
works for your body? It's like what works for your body.
Fine. Thank you. Yeah, this was just out of my this thing. Like it was in my mind because I have a habit of having curd in the night. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
Hi, Divya.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Rupinder.
Yes, Rupinder.
And I think we spoke also earlier one to
Yeah.
one. It's
Okay.
lovely to hear your voice. First of all, a compliment for you. You're very decent way of explaining and very with lot of patience and all listening
Thank
to
you.
everyone. Okay, so see, my question, or in a way I can say like suggestion is suggestion also you can say, everyone is talking about the craving, लेकिन ये craving आती कहाँ से है? That I want to say about, like, I have also done few courses and blogs and all that. I
Mhm.
think when we lack in sufficient protein एंड फाइबर इन आवर डाइट, सो तो वो क्या होता है, पूरे दिन तो हम लोग मैनेज कर लेते हैं उसको बहुत अच्छे तरीके से, लाइक इवन इफ यू आर वर्किंग वर्किंग आउट, गोइंग टू द ऑफिस और विद द किड्स एंड रोमिंग अराउंड, तो इफ द प्रोटीन इज नॉट कंप्लीट एंड द एनफ फाइबर इज नॉट देयर, देन इट लीड्स टू द hunger hormone, as you said, like
Yeah.
ghrelin is there and the
Yeah.
leptin is low that time.
Yes. So
So
what
yeah.
happens is, yeah, sorry, please complete. Then I'll
Yeah.
say.
So it should be like this, like, I mean, we should be focusing more that like we have to complete our fiber. Fiber जितना ज़्यादा हमारी डाइट में रहेगा, तो that it will not spike like, sugar. It will low the insulin, whatever you call this, and then the protein. If it is having the combination of protein, then we'll be having more satiety, I believe so. So then
Yes.
it will not lead to the cravings, what we call. But like as you said, once in a while, and okay, ye chalta hai, that is okay, that we can indulge into. So I
Yes.
think we will have to change our lifestyle overall, including healthy fats, everyday protein portion, fiber, and the strength training, and a sort of meditation also. I believe so. Yeah.
Correct. So now what we call in our consultation is 6 p.m. is your killer time. You might have had a whole healthy day as per you. You did work out, you did home cooked meals, but you didn't include proper amount of protein and fiber. You didn't
Mhm.
include, or you didn't have your proper breakfast, proper lunch. That's when all your cravings hit in afternoon or evening time, 6 o'clock or at night. But once you have proper meals with proper protein and fiber, that's when your hunger, your cravings won't increase. Your hunger level also won't increase because fiber and protein are control your satiety, and also they control your hunger well.
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
because specifically, as per my experience, I have done like that because earlier I used to do like, a lot of crash diet and carb, and then sometimes strength is also there, strength training was also there.
Correct.
But when 1 week back, I particularly when I started doing like this, 6 o'clock, जैसे आपको चाय की और क्रंची की craving होती है, as you said, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock time is the very killing time. So that time, what specifically, literally, intentionally, I started doing like this: two boiled eggs or 100 gram of chicken and lot of raw vegetables or salad kind of, and slight dressing, homemade dressing on that. And after that, I make sure like 7:30 I'm full with that, and I'll be going for 45 minutes walk outside. तो उससे मेरा जो हंगर पैंग्स जो होते थे, जो क्रेविंग्स एंड ऑल दैट, वो काफ़ी नीचे आए हैं। सो दैट इज़ व्हाट माय एक्सपीरियंस आई वांटेड टू शेयर विद यू ऑल। तो क्रेविंग्स को हम लोग इस तरीके से भी थोड़ा-सा आई थिंक थोड़ा नीचे कर सकते हैं। या
पर वो चूज कर पाना कि मुझे एग्जैक्टली
या
व्हाट
या इट
बिटवीन कि
इज़
वो बॉइल्ड
डिफिकल्ट।
एग्स कोई क्रेव नहीं करेगा, बॉइल्ड एग्स खाने के लिए कोई नहीं जाएगा सैलेड खाने। सो
हाँ,
वो
नॉट द बॉइल्ड एग्स एवरी टाइम, नॉट
Yeah,
एवरी टाइम बॉइल्ड एग्स। यस,
I'm
यस,
just saying for an example. But
यस,
the thing we do wrong is that we just give up. Once we follow regime, we push ourselves mentally for 15 days. That's when our body shows us difference. It makes us feel so good that really we don't crave for sugar more or
एग्ज़ैक्टली,
any
एग्ज़ैक्टली,
junk more.
राइट।
Also, one of the tip that I would like to give you all is during this time when we end up eating more sugary things or unplanned things is plan your meals in advance. Keep the groceries ready so that you won't end up just indulging in anything at any time whenever you get time or whatever comes in front of you, and you'll end up eating that.
एंड ऑल्सो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट आई डोंट हैव क्रेविंग, मुझे भी बहुत क्रेविंग होती है। एंड आई डू keep ready sometimes, roasted chana is there, roasted chana, that black chana, and dark chocolate, very dark chocolate, Lind ka jo dark chocolate aata hai, 85% cacao is in that. So sometimes I take that, and but थोड़ा बहुत binge eating हो ही जाता है, but I, as you said, I try to distract myself. Either I'll be going for a walk or hitting the gym also, or watching some movie, listening to the song. So it's like that. Yeah.
Correct.
Divya, I have a question. So I
Yes,
just want
Ruchi.
to say that
Yeah.
uh, I don't eat a meal after 7.
Okay.
I My last meal will be at lunch, which will be 1:32. So
Mm-hmm.
after I don't eat dinner, and so basically I go for workouts 5 to 6 and 7 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
After I somehow sometimes feel very hungry, so I will just have a fruit, just basically just to make sure that I don't eat too much. Is that
Mm-hmm.
okay? I'm doing, or sometimes I don't eat at all. But yeah, when I feel like eating, I'll just have a fruit or maybe some vegetables in case I'm very hungry.
Correct. So, see, this depends upon first how your body is reacting to it. If it's giving you high cortisol because of staying hungry, ठीक है, or is it leading you to eat next day something wrong meal, or are you also fulfilling your nutrients? Because 1:30 you're eating and then 7, it also depends, is like you're not feeding your body appropriately. What you're supposed to do is not eat you should eat your meal 3 hours or 4 hours before going to bed. But completely avoiding it, how is it helping you? Because how will you complete your nutrients?
Yeah.
Hello.
So, likewise, do plan out in a way where your all meals are included, where your body is not going under stress because of just avoiding to eat.
Hello. Hi, Divya.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what, initially when we were young, we used to eat dinner at 9 and have a meal or have a sweet, but how this has become emotionally or calorie count now? Whenever I've put on weight now, initially now I've started like putting on weight and all this. How,
In my those days, our normal routine was 9 o'clock dinner, have a sweet or a ice cream or something. But suddenly now, it becomes calorie count and emotional eating and all this.
Were your physical activity same? Were your hormones same then?
No,
Were you
hormones were not same, of course, because we are young.
exactly
Now the hormones are different.
correct? So we women's go through a lot of phases in terms of hormones, and our hormones play a lot of role in our weight gain.
Okay. So
Yes,
now we have to think of calorie count and emotional eating.
yes.
Initially, no.
Initially, because we were also burning that much, we were not stressing so much about so many things. Plus, hormones were not playing that great role that they are playing it now.
No, because see now, even my mom used to eat what we used to eat, right? My mom's age was that way. What I am of age now, right?
Mhm.
Suppose. So then that time also she never used to put on weight or anything. Her normal routine was normal routine of being getting up in the morning, doing all the housework and all that. Yeah.
Mhm. So maybe physical activities would be different. Nine
Ah,
o'clock, she's eating meal, which is a
yeah,
little late, definitely. But what
yeah.
time is she sleeping? What things she's doing post that? What are her portion sizes during that time?
Ah, okay.
Everything mattered. And it's not, see, it's not necessarily that you'll end up only gaining weight. Metabolic disorders are like thyroids as well. So, and different other disorders, metabolic disorders. So it
Okay.
really depends. It's not like, see, one thing that we all feel is gaining weight makes us unhealthy. No, even people who are in perfect weight, perfect shape also suffer through PCOS, also suffer through thyroid. So weight is not the only problem.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
most welcome. Thank you. Anyone else?
And hi, I want to ask, like, which magnesium is best for calming you down, like, to put your nerves down so that you can have a
Magnesium.
good sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, correct. So magnesiums are really personal. Think because we also need to see what your patterns are. How's your body? How are your muscles reacting? And first thing we do is check: is your nutrients getting fulfilled? A nutrient requirement through meals, and then we go to supplements. We just don't directly go to supplements.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And another thing, like, I have, I have read many, like, many places and all. Like, many people say like this, that early in the morning when you get up, you should have a first thing in the morning, after within 30 minutes after waking up, you should be having the protein dense breakfast. So how do we elaborate that? Like, just say उठते ही सीधा after freshening up within 40 minutes or 1 hour, we should be having that protein dense breakfast, because उस time इतना होता नहीं है कि भी like you can have that heavy breakfast. So is that okay if we finish it with a few chunks of fruits and go for a sunlight and all, and after that coming back we have the protein breakfast?
Yeah, definitely. Because see, everyone's body is different. Someone like personally me, I prefer slow morning. So for first hour or first 1.5 hour, I want to have my morning drink, then nuts, and then just do some workouts. Even not a whole strength training, but basic some cardio or yoga, and then go for my meal. So basically, it's not necessarily that first 40 minutes you have to have your protein, because
All
that's when your body is just starting to, your digestive system is just activated.
Right.
The
Actually,
protein is difficult to digest.
yeah, so for me it is like this. I like, agar आधा cup chai, ginger wali jo I think everyone is having ginger tea, the strong one, half cup, not more than that. It is enough to wake you up, and with that, either 4 pieces of almonds or half two halves of
Never,
water.
never,
Yes, yeah.
never have caffeine and nuts or any nutrient dense things like fruits, dry fruits, nuts with caffeine. You're not getting any nutrients. Caffeine, tea, coffee has to be had only with nothing else, and that too later in the day, not the first thing, not before breakfast, after breakfast.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else?
Wonderful. Thank you, Divya. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Thank
much
you
Hi.
so
for
much.
all
Hi,
the
Divya.
session.
Hi, Divya. I just want to ask that,
Thank, thank you so much,
I,
Divya.
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, I
can I?
can't hear you, Priyanka.
uh, Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. What I was saying is I normally do breakfast around 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And after that, I have my lunch around 4:30 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I don't have anything. Like dinner, I
Mm-hmm.
skip dinner.
Okay. See, now here depends before breakfast, what are you having? In case you're just fasting, you're doing intermittent kind of
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, so for intermittent fasting, every women doesn't find it comfortable. And
Mhm.
for women specifically, intermittent fasting has, come up many times news that isn't being good because your hormones get affected, your cortisols are up. And once you're starving in the morning, your cortisols are going more up. So basically, you have to have breakfast little early if possible.
Okay. Around 9 or 10. Like,
That's personalized because I
okay.
really don't know whether you wake up at 5 or whether you wake up at 7 or 8.
Okay, I normally wake up at 5, and around 7 or 7:30, I have a cup of tea and biscuits, like normal oats biscuits.
So, but then before that, what's your routine? If first thing is tea and biscuit, then no. You're
Normally,
doing
I don't have anything. I'll have doing my morning rituals and
don't start your day with biscuits and tea. Please, no
okay,
coffee, no biscuit and tea in the morning.
okay. So in the morning we can have just the first thing in the morning I take is my water, like jeera water or methi, soft water, something like that. The first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that's okay. Water's fine, but your first meal shouldn't be tea or coffee with biscuit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Divya, can I ask you one last question?
Yes, please.
This is Gunjan. Sorry, my camera
Yeah,
is off.
hi Gunjan.
Divya, since you mentioned right now about intermittent fasting and it doesn't
Mhm.
work with women, especially with hormonal issues or what, would you say if someone is in the perimenopause phase and the
Mhm.
intermittent fasting, obviously not eating in the morning after waking up, the first 40 minutes or 1 hour of not having your protein intake and fasting for that 16 hours, does it have an adverse effect on your hormones?
It can, this has been proven in the
Mm,
past. So there have been
okay.
quite a few news articles where, women specifically with PCOS and menopausal face
Yeah.
issues if they do intermittent fasting. See, everything doesn't work for everyone. Intermittent
Correct.
fasting works very well for men, but for women, there has been, person to person, and specifically, we try to avoid suggesting intermittent fasting.
So then what would be your take if someone wants to do intermittent and if we start having, I mean, our breakfast early, then the only way is we finish our dinner very early, right?
So, ideal gap of 12 hours is good enough.
Okay.
And if you want to do 16 hours fast,
Yeah.
ask yourself, will you be able to do for 5 years? Can you make that as your lifestyle, or you're just doing for, temporarily to get some results? If
Mm,
that, focus on working on things that you can make as a lifestyle. What if you get back on again with the same habits?
correct. True. Yeah. Thanks so much for that, Divya. Thank
Most
you.
welcome. Thank you. Yes. Anyone else?
Hi,
Oh,
Divya.
Wonderful.
yes.
Sorry, I have one
Go on.
question. Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I'm eating first thing in the morning is all the seeds and nuts roasted and dates and anjeer. What all this I make a one laddu. So I'm eating that one first. So is it okay?
Yeah, if you have nuts in good quantity instead of dates, and date and anjeer being in large quantity and nuts and seeds small,
Yes.
a less
Yeah.
quantity, then that's a problem because it gives more sugar spike. But just having
Yeah.
one small ajwa date is good enough with your seeds and nuts, or
Okay.
max two if you're not having any health conditions. Then
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So no more questions, right? Okay. Okay.
All right, no more questions. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of all of us. Thank you, Divya. Thank you for doing this session for us. And we
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.